Hi guys, this is Rich with Wild Wonderful Weekends, and this is my new to me Harley Davidson 48. And I gotta say, it feels good to be back on American Iron. I've had lots of motorcycles and I've loved them all. I'm by no means a Harley snob. In fact, the best all-around motorcycle I've owned was made by Kawasaki. But there really is something special about a Harley. The history of the company, the timeless aesthetic, the sense of community among owners, and of course that distinct rumble of HD engines, all combined to create something mythically cool. My dad was into motorcycles and I was bitten by the same bug when I was very young. I never missed an opportunity to go to the shops with him. I'd walk around and check out everything they had. Then I'd take some pamphlets home and hang them on my bedroom walls like they were posters. On my 9th birthday, my parents gave me my first dirt bike, an 80cc Yamaha, and what started out as a fascination became a full-blown obsession. I rode that bike all the way into my teen years, and growing up in West Virginia, I had lots of incredible places to ride. It was nothing to kill a whole Saturday riding the gas line roads in the hills near my home. Up until I was 17 years old, motorcycles were just motorcycles, and I thought they were all cool. But I remember the first time I really looked closely at a Harley Davidson and saw the difference. Me and some friends were killing time one Saturday evening during summer break at a parking lot where people in my town like to cruise, park, play music, occasionally fight, or just hang out. The guy we knew pulled in on a brand new 1991 Dyna Wide Glide. That chrome, the paint that looked like it was an inch deep, the lines, the geometry, even the negative space between the air-cooled engine and the frame, everything was in harmony. And every bit of form had function. There was no pretense, no bulky plastic parts molded to look like something they weren't. It was authentic. And that relaxed riding position and the sound of the pipes, man, I wanted one. Delayed gratification has never been my strong suit. I joined the Army at 18, and as soon as I had enough money to buy a used bike, I did. A Honda V65 Magna. Easily the fastest bike I've owned, and lots of fun, but it didn't quite have that certain something that I was looking for. I eventually sold that bike after getting married, and from then until now I've owned a Kawasaki Vulcan 800A, a couple of Sportsters, a couple Vulcan 800Bs, which in my opinion were probably the best all-around bikes I've owned. They're nimble, light, comfortable, have plenty of power, look good, and they're virtually indestructible. But then, finally, I got the crown jewel of all the bikes I've owned, a 1996 Harley Davidson Softail. In fact, the first video I ever posted on this channel 5 years ago was of that motorcycle. It had everything the Dyna had that I first fell in love with, but it was even better because it had that classic hardtail look, but with a hidden suspension. It was perfect. But due to circumstances and shifting priorities, it began to collect dust, and I used it mainly as a photo prop. Which was fine, it made a great photo prop, but after a while I figured it would make more sense to sell it and let someone get some real use out of it. But after a couple years without a bike, I started wanting one again, like I seem to always do. A guy across town had a Kawasaki W650 for sale, so I went to check it out. It had a parallel twin engine and looked like the Triumphs and BSAs of the 60s and 70s. Just an honest-to-goodness, back to what it's all about motorcycle. I bought it. And it was a really cool bike. I loved the look of it, and it handled more like the dirt bike I had when I was a kid than a street bike. It always got a ton of attention everywhere I took it, and it was surprisingly powerful for a 650. And it made a great photo prop too. But its simplistic styling got me thinking about another type of bare bones bike that I've always liked too, but never tried to buy or build because they aren't very comfortable rides. And that's the classic bobbers. Enter the 48 that I'm on now. It's already over halfway to a bona fide bobber right off the showroom floor. And since I'm not really into riding long distances these days, I figured why not get one for the looks. And I can vouch this bike is not built for comfort. In fact, it's only marginally easier on the ass than riding a 2x4. But it certainly has that mythical cool factor that I recognized all those years ago when I had my first close encounter with a Harley Davidson. And I have a feeling it's going to do great in the occasional photo shoot as well. Stay tuned to see how I customize this thing. Thanks for watching and take care.